Breaking news. Failed mock execution scares the kids as Putin's guard open fire. Video clips that have gone viral online purport to show members of Vladimir Putin's internal security forces firing into a crowd in the Moscow region as part of demonstration performances, reportedly injuring a child. Video of the incident in Elektrosl was posted on Sunday by the VCHKOGPU Telegram channel, which is closely affiliated with Russian security forces. It appears to be members of Russia's National Guard, or Rogvardia, which operates independently of the Russian armed forces and answers only to President Putin. While putting on demonstrations, Russian Guard soldiers decided to shoot children in the audience, thankfully with blanks. Little ones cried out and clutched their heads, then collapsed to the floor. Several people were hurt. The channel reported that a cartridge case had been severely damaged after being bounced. According to Ukraine's 24-canal TV, several Telegram channels broadcast live footage from the incident. According to the report, National Guardsmen, for some reason, pointed their weapons at the crowd, which included many children. A child was taken to the hospital with a head injury, and a 34-year-old woman was injured in the face and jaw. The Russian Investigative Committee has begun looking into the incident. After Wagner Group chief Yevgeny Prigozhin's failed mutiny on June 24, during which he marched toward Moscow, the British Ministry of Defence said in an intelligence update earlier this month that Putin is arming the National Guard with heavy weaponry. According to the Ministry of Defense, the Rogvardia National Guard is a vast organization of up to 200,000 frontline personnel, and as such, Putin signed a declaration on August 4 that will provide Rogvardia with weapons. By arming it with heavy weaponry, the Kremlin may be doubling down on resourcing Rogvardia as one of the key organizations to ensure regime security, according to the intelligence update. In 2016, Russia established the National Guard, also known as the Rogvardia. Many National Guardsmen who refused to serve in Ukraine's bloody conflict were fired after the country's full-scale invasion began in February. Russian President Vladimir Putin gave a speech commemorating Russia's National Guard Day on March 27 in which he outlined the organization's primary responsibilities. Russia's first lunar expedition in 47 years ended in failure, and the country's top physicist and astronomer, who was a key consultant on Putin's mission, was hospitalized in Moscow as a result. After the Luna 25 spacecraft spun out of control and crashed into the Moon, 90-year-old Mikhail Murov was rushed to the hospital with a sharp deterioration in his health. After the news of Luna 25's failure was announced, he said, "It is so sad that it was not possible to land the apparatus." A problem occurred during the shuffle to the pre-landing orbit, and Roscosmos, Russia's state space corporation, reported losing contact with the craft at 11:57 a.m. GMT, on Saturday. On Monday, they intended to touch down gently. The apparatus moved into an unpredictable orbit and ceased to exist as a result of a collision with the surface of the Moon, Roscosmos said. According to the report, a special interdepartmental commission has been established to determine what caused the loss of the Luna 25 craft, whose mission had given Moscow hope that Russia would rejoin the big power moon race. Mr. Murov expressed his desire for a thorough investigation into the crash to the Moskovsky Komsomolets newspaper. "This was perhaps the last hope for me to see a revival of our lunar program," he told Reuters. "There was a mistake in the algorithms for launching into near-lunar orbit," he was quoted as saying by the Daily Mail. "Find it, they say. This won't be much of an issue for the experts who will be contributing to the Commission's work. In my opinion, the solution will be discovered in the near future." As he vented his frustration over the mission's failure, he told the outlet that he is under observation at the moment. "How can I not be anxious? This is something that has deeply affected my life. It's a struggle, period." Russia's space program has seen a steady decline since the height of its power during the Cold War era, when Sputnik 1 was launched into Earth orbit by Moscow in 1957 and Soviet cosmonaut Yuri Gagarin became the first human to travel to space the following year. It comes as Russia's $2 trillion economy faces its biggest external challenge in decades, including the weight of Western sanctions and the strain of the continent's largest land conflict since World War II. Russia hadn't tried for the moon since the Luna 24 mission in 1976, when communist leader Leonid Brezhnev was in charge of the Kremlin. This was despite the fact that many US and Soviet attempts had failed. China and the United States have more advanced lunar ambitions than Russia does, and India's Chandrayaan-3 spacecraft is set to land on the Moon's south pole this week. Despite its post-Soviet decline and the enormous cost of the Ukraine war, Russian officials hoped the Luna 25 mission would prove Russia can compete with the superpowers in space.